Small chicken-like bird found on the ground inside humid lowland forests from Honduras to Ecuador, up to around 1,400 m. Smaller than wood quail with a distinctive plumage pattern. Male has bright orange face and gray breast. Female has pale striped behind eye and scaly belly. Rare and infrequently seen. Pairs or small groups walk on the forest floor. Listen for its repeated plaintive whistles. Uncommon and more often heard than seen. Listen for the male's ventriloquial song, a rich whistled pwea that carries for great distances. Found in scrubby montane forest, often in small groups. Boldly patterned quail with tones of rich chestnut and blue-gray accentuated by white highlights. Look especially for the long, straight black plume atop the head and thick white bars on the sides, which help separate this species from California quail. Female is slightly drier than male. Very elusive, chicken-like bird of humid evergreen forest in foothills and highlands, scarce and very local in eastern Mexico, where it is endemic. Usually in pairs or small groups on the forest floor, may be seen beside quiet trails and roads early and late in the day, runs away quickly, and rarely flies. Note the blue-gray face and throat, red bill entering, and rusty breast. Loud rollicking songs are given mainly early and late in the day, and most often reveal its presence. Very elusive, chicken-like bird of humid evergreen and pine evergreen forests in the highlands of central Mexico, usually in pairs or small groups on the forest floor, may be seen beside quiet trails and roads early and late in the day, runs away quickly, and rarely flies. Note the white stripes on black head, red bill and earring, and overall gray-brown body, tail often held cocked, like a chicken. Loud rollicking songs are given mainly early and late in the day, and most often reveal its presence. Very elusive, chicken-like bird of humid evergreen and pine evergreen forests and adjacent shade coffee plantations in the highlands of extreme southeast Chiapas, and from Guatemala to Costa Rica, usually in pairs or small groups on the forest floor, may be seen beside quiet trails and roads early and late in the day, runs away quickly, and rarely flies. Note the white crown and throat, dark bill, and red earring. Loud rollicking songs are given mainly early and late in the day, and most often reveal its presence. Very small quail of open brushy woodland and weedy fields in dry regions, endemic to interior southwest Mexico. No other quail in most of its range and habitat. Occurs in coves for much of year, usually of 5-15 birds, which often feed along quiet roadsides early and late in the day. Flushes explosively with shrieking chatter when disturbed. Sexes look alike with dark crest spike and boldly barred belly. Small and rotund with obvious teardrop-shaped plumes protruding from forehead. Looks gray and brown at a distance, with white streaks on the sides and a scaly belly. Males have black face and longer, more curled crest than females. Usually seen in flocks running on the ground in open, scrubby habitats. Listen for frequent three-noted call, audible at long distances. Separated from similar Gambel's quail by range. Also note California has scaly belly with rusty, not black, patch and duller brown crown and sides. Native to western North America including Baja California, well-established introduced populations in Chile, Argentina, New Zealand, and Hawaii. Small and rotund with obvious teardrop-shaped plumes protruding from forehead. Looks gray and brown at a distance. Look for buffy belly with a black patch. Males have black face and longer, more curled crest than females. Usually seen in flocks running on the ground in deserts, often close to dense thickets for cover. Well accustomed to humans in many areas, a frequent visitor to feeders. Listen for loud wailing calls and various clucks and chuckles. Separated from similar California quail by range. Also note Gambel's lacks scaly pattern on belly and has brighter chestnut-colored crown and sides. Small and rotund with intricate scaly pattern on neck and body. Looks silvery gray and brown overall. Note short, cotton top crest. Plain face with no black, unlike Gambel's quail. Look for small groups scurrying around through grasslands or under cactus and mesquite trees in desert habitats. Occurs from eastern Colorado to central Mexico. Listen for hoarse calls. Fairly common small game bird of open brushy woodland and overgrown weedy fields in tropical lowlands and foothills of northwest Mexico, sometimes near human settlement, occurs in coveys for much of year, usually of 5-15 birds, which often feed along quiet roadsides early and late in the day, flushes explosively with shrieks when disturbed. Both sexes have a short, upright fan-shaped crest and bold white spotting on the belly. No other quail in most of its range and habitat, endemic. Small quail of dry habitats in interior valleys as well as grasslands, favors brushy fields, thorn scrub with grassy areas, and drier grassy plains, often seen along quiet roadsides early and late in the day, usually in small groups, which flush explosively with a loud whirring of wings. Some variation in plumage, but note strongly spotted underparts and contrasting pale or buffy throat, frequently found by hearing its loud whistled bob white call. Small quail of dry habitats in interior valleys and on the Pacific slope, favors brushy fields, thorn scrub with grassy areas and open pine woods, often seen along quiet roadsides early and late in the day, usually in small groups, which flush explosively with a loud whirring of wings. Males in Guatemala and El Salvador have white face and throat. Males in Honduras and Nicaragua have bold whitish face stripes and dark throat. All females have buff eyebrow and throat, frequently found by hearing its loud whistled bob white call. small and rotund with intricate brown, black, and white patterning. Some striking variation in plumage across range. Most males, including those in the eastern U.S., have bold black and white head pattern and heavy white spotting on belly. In Mexico, males can be entirely cinnamon-colored below and have a fully black head. Some might have a white eyebrow or a dark chest band. Females are more consistent throughout range. Look for buffy throat and eyebrow. Pairs or small groups are found in scrubby fields and brushy woods, usually on the ground, but occasionally perches in trees when singing. The only quail native to the eastern U.S., where populations are declining sharply. Listen for distinctive, bob white, whistle. Fairly common in brushy fields and coastal scrub of Yucatan Peninsula region, where bob white song sounds just like that of other bobwhites, usually found in groups or pairs, sometimes not far from villages or other human habitation, best seen on quiet roads and trails. Like most quail, flushes explosively from close range with excited calling, and perches readily up in trees when flushed. The only quail of open habitats in most of its range. Compare singing quail, which occurs inside tropical forest. A remarkably patterned quail, uncommon and difficult to spot as it runs through open grassy woodlands in dry regions of the southwest US and Mexico. Male looks like he's wearing a black and white helmet, otherwise look for bold spots and streaks covering body and wings. Female is more subtly patterned with shades of brown, look for rounded, puffy head shape. Between bursts of running, often crouches motionless and becomes nearly invisible, rarely flies unless flushed at very close range. Most often seen crossing a road or trail. Male song is a rich, descending whistle with unique ethereal tone like an incoming spaceship. Small, elusive quail of brushy pine oak woods and drier highlands. Favors areas with oak scrub and bunchgrass. Usually in small groups, rarely flushes until almost stepped on. It can be seen beside quiet roads and trails, mainly early and late in day, but it usually remains well hidden in cover. Male has striking harlequin face pattern, and rusty underparts with complex patterning. Female has a bushy crest and a trace of the male's facial pattern. Similar species, female crested bobwhite. Small, retiring quail of forest understory, rarely seen, but can be located by listening for noisy rustling in the leaf litter as birds scratch like chickens. Prefers to run away rather than flush. Loud song often reveals its presence, given mainly early and late in the day. First few notes similar to little Tinamu song, but then breaks into rollicking choruses that can be almost deafening if close by. Male has rusty face and gray body. Female colors reversed, with gray face and rusty body. Elusive dark quail found in the interior of humid tropical forest in lowlands and foothills. Forages stealthily in forest interior, usually in pairs or small groups, and usually runs rather than flies when disturbed. Sexes look alike with erect crest, blackish throat, and white polka dots on breast, sometimes in same areas as the much smaller singing quail, which is much more easily seen. Plump chicken-like bird, stout bill, brown overall with diagnostic red skin around the eye, grayer on nape with some fine buffy markings on the rest of the body, found in small flocks, always on the ground, foraging through leaf litter in the forest, more often heard than seen. Listen for the low rich rolling calls, often given by multiple birds at once. Plump chicken-like bird found on the ground inside humid lowland forests from Honduras to Panama, up to around 1,600 m. Look for rufous underparts that contrast with black cheek and throat. Uncommon and infrequently seen. Pairs or small groups walk on the forest floor. Listen for its rollicking, hoo-whoop, 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 song. This chicken-like bird is bright rufous on the face, and underparts and dark brown above. Look for the black throat with a contrasting white collar, lacking in southernmost population. Also note slight crest, stout bill, and some bare gray skin around the eye. Uncommon in western Colombia and Ecuador, where it is found in lowland and foothill forest. Shy and difficult to see. Stays in small groups on the forest floor, and rarely comes out in the open. Listen for rollicking whistled song, similar to other wood quails. rotund brown bird of lowland rainforest understory, reddish-brown with small gray spots. Males have a dull red and gray facial pattern, usually found in groups, but occasionally encountered singly or in pairs, secretive and hard to see, but occasionally encountered foraging on the ground or flushing underfoot, frequently heard after dusk and more rarely just before dawn, when pairs or groups sing in symphony, a series of continuous low caroling notes. Plump terrestrial partridge-like bird with a short stout bill, red eye, chestnut crown, orange eyebrow, gray throat and belly, and mottled brown back, usually encountered in small groups scampering across the ground in lowland Atlantic forest. Song is a loud, fast, and repetitive, clo 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 clo. Chunky, dark brown quail of cloud forest and elfin forest. Dark brown body is spotted white below, black banded mask, and reddish crown are distinctive. May be found singly, in pairs, or in small groups. Quite secretive, and often goes undetected until flushed suddenly from near the underfoot. Forages on the ground, climbing over mossy tree roots, and scraping aside leaves with its feet to look for small prey. Listen for its low caroling song given at dusk, and often duetted, we put. This chicken-like bird is bright rufous on the face and underparts and brown above. Female similar to male but rufous more restricted to the upper breast with contrasting gray belly. Also note slight crest, stout bill, and some bare gray skin around the eye. Uncommon in cloud forest of western Colombia. Shy and difficult to see. Stays in small groups on the forest floor, and rarely comes out in the open. Listen for rollicking whistled song, similar to other wood quail. Distinctive within very limited range in northwest Ecuador and extreme southwestern Colombia, approximately the size and shape of a large, lumpy grapefruit. Upper parts are the color of dark chocolate, with a contrasting rufous breast. Compare with rufous fronted wood quail, which occurs at lower elevations and has a much different head pattern. Very difficult to see away from Refugio Paz de las Aves in Ecuador, where a small party often visits feeders. Otherwise remains on the ground in dense understory, but can occasionally be seen on forest trails, especially at dawn or dusk. Listen for rollicking song. Plump, chicken-like bird found in cloud forest along the east slope of the Andes from extreme southern Colombia to Bolivia. It has chestnut underparts, brown upper parts that are boldly streaked with white, and black face and throat. Small coveys of birds walk on the ground inside forests, where they are shy and usually very hard to see well, though they do visit feeders in some areas. Far-carrying song is a long, rollicking series of whistles. A stout build, robust quail with a black face and very short crest, mostly brown upper parts and gray-brown underparts, both finely barred. Nape is chestnut, throat black, underparts boldly dotted white, and upperparts streaked with white. Hard to see but common by voice, often in small groups walking on floor of cloud forest, most often in mature forest. Voice is an antiphonal song, generally in duets. Black face and throat diagnostic, found only in northeastern Colombia and extreme western Venezuela. This rare chicken-like bird has an exceptionally small range, on the border between Panama and Colombia, found on the ground in mature forest from around 1,000–1,400 m, dark brown overall with a black head, a whitish face and eyebrow merging with a buffy nape, and a white band across upper chest. Lives in small groups, which can be difficult to see. Listen for the rollicking whistled song, typical of wood quail. Scarce quail restricted to cloud forest in the northern half of Colombia's eastern Andes. Adult has distinctive black and white crescents on the throat, which may be reduced or lacking in young birds. Male has chestnut underparts and white spots on the breast. Female has gray underparts. Shy and not often seen, but with luck it may be encountered in small groups that walk on the forest floor. Song is like that of other wood quails, a long and rollicking series of whistles. A robust and beautiful forest-dwelling quail with a short crest and a stout bill, mostly rufous brown body, boldly scaled white below and streaked white above, white throat bordered by black collar, female lacks white dots and streaks, instead showing grayish underparts, hard to see but easily detected by voice in small groups, walking on floor of cloud forests, most often in mature forest with understory rich in palms, sings loudly in duets or choruses. Marbled wood quail has a bare orange ochre area, and lacks white throat, endemic to Venezuela, with 2 isolated populations. Plump chicken-like bird, stout bill, dark brown overall with blacker breast and face and variable white markings on throat. The blackness of the breast should help separate from other quail, found in small flocks, always on the ground, foraging through leaf litter in the forest, more often heard than seen. Listen for the rich chuckling song, often given by multiple birds at once.